Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the scale update video. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, kind of in between a reaction, kind of in between a practice log. I think I'm gonna make this a reaction, though. Well, let me go ahead and start this off. As you may know, I've been working on my rest stroke scales. Just because they've been lacking, I kind of never worked on them ever. And I find that some people are just really fast with them. And playing scales fast is just something that I've always been passionate about, and it's like, why can't I play these fast, I've been working on them for about 2 months or so, but we're calling this the 1 month update because the first month was spent kind of like trying to even figure out a rest stroke technique. I've settled on one that I've liked now, and I'm planning on practicing rest strokes every day for at least an hour, like 30 minutes to an hour. It started at 2 hours when I started this thing, but I just need to work on other stuff too. So 30 minutes to an hour every day for a year throughout all of 2025. This is kind of the first real showcase because I showed them in the last one, but I was sort of new with the technique, so it wasn't that good. So I'm gonna show where it is after approximately a month, or really like 2 months of just work. So don't get too excited. It's not like that much different, but I'm hoping that over the course of a year, this will sort of document where everything is. You know what I'm saying? So first thing I want to look at before we get too far into it, we're gonna look up some rest stroke shorts, and we're gonna see if we can find some inspiration. I already have some ideas of people that I want to show. Oh god, alright, this is one. So this is Guitar Cody, a friend of the channel, Guitar Cody. Him showing his rest strokes in his YouTube shorts all the time, it also sort of lit a fire under me. It's like, I really want, like, some sick scales. Yeah, so every time I see him post stuff like this, it's always like, oh god, I gotta go practice scales now. It just feels like he's taunting me. God. Oh, speaking of that, I've been working on Raschiato too. I'll actually show the Raschiato as well. But yeah, I mean, just a sick, nasty, like clean, consistent rest stroke. It's what I want. But let's see this. A free stroke and a rest stroke.
Rest stroke can be so much more powerful than free strokes. A rest stroke is when we strike a...
That's a hot button topic. Rest stroke can be more powerful than free stroke. I forget who the guy is, but there's some like performer or something that says that you can do everything with free stroke that you can with rest stroke. And honestly, I am kind of a free stroker by nature. But the big reason why I want to get really good at rest stroke, it seems that it has the highest cap for speed. I hate to say this, but it's so much more of like a barbaric motion because you're just like freaking hitting the string, and it doesn't really need to be that delicate. Like, you can see how this guy does it. It's kind of an aggressive, like fast, like doesn't really need to be that precise movement. Like a free stroke, you have to be so careful not to hit the other string. It just seems a little easier. Seems like you can do it faster. It's kind of annoying. I have no idea how I'm going to start introducing it into pieces. I'll go ahead and say this too. I've been very slowly learning Villa-Lobos Etude 7. And slowly just because it's not really a priority. And right now, like, Sol is just this big E major scale. And that is sort of my reference to how my rest stroke is doing. So I'll try it out on that. I'm kind of using that as a litmus test of sorts of how much my rest stroke is developing. So I will slowly learn that throughout the year. I'm not like specifically practicing it. I'm sort of practicing scales, like just nebulous, just scale practice. And then like every once in a while I'll work on just that big E major scale.
See if you can tell the difference between a free stroke and a rest stroke. Here's a rest stroke.
I got. Did you get got? I got. Okay, well, also I like that guitar. That looks like a guitar that you can snort cocaine off of. Alright, moving on.
Powerful.
What's the difference between a rest stroke?
We already saw
Here's a good one if you do the rest stroke.
What is this? Picking with rest stroke? I don't know about this. Also, what are these numbers and lines? Like, what does that even mean? Is that supposed to be some form of primitive notation? I don't know about this.
And that is 2 down and 1 up with a hammer on in between.
Nah.
Here's the rest
Oh,
stroke
another
idea
one.
again, only in G major.
I've never heard music like this before. Is this what they play on the radio? Like, you can shred on guitar, but doing that with all rest stroke, that is what I want, because there's just a certain sound to that. Like, and that's literally as fast as I can go. It sounds like that.
Here's the rest stroke idea again, only in G major.
I don't really know what's rest stroke about that though. Like, are you just hitting the string? I need to get into sport mode over here. Okay, what am I doing? I am going to warm up and then I will show you where my rest stroke is at. And that's going to be this video. Boom. What's up? Hey, you know what? I'm warm enough right now. So let me just take you through my rest stroke routine so you know what I've been doing. Because I've said a lot of stuff for what my routine is and it's changed a bit. Every morning I start on 60 BPM and I start with my Raschiatos. And that sounds like this. Sometimes I'll do 16th notes. Then I'm doing IM and also MA, but I'm doing a subdivision lower with the MA. So if it's 16th notes here, it's triplets here. So we're gonna start with the triplets. I'm trying to play them like decently loud and like keep a consistent articulation throughout. I go by 10s for the metronome, so I'll bump it up to 70 after my hands get warmer. Triplets. I'll go through each position. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. On to 80. Moving on to 90. The higher I go, I find that it's harder to actually do the rest strokes. That's why I go throughout the entire fretboard. This is 100. So you can hear there's little inconsistencies now. And then this is where I'll start doing the work of like... And this is something that I've been sort of working with, because I find that it helps if I just put a little more weight into my right arm, which seems wrong, because it's like, aren't you adding tension? And it's like, yeah, but I don't know, it just kind of stabilizes things. So, you know, as you can tell, 100 is sort of reaching my threshold. I'm going to bump it up to 110, which I think I can reasonably do, but anything past 110 right now is just too fast. So... It's pretty dirty. It's a dirty 110. And then we'll bump it up to 120 just for jokes. It's a joke at this point. Yeah, no. B. So my strategy going forward, as you can see, 120 can do the speed burst at that speed, but it's so fast that it's like kind of not even worth doing it. So I sort of build my way to 120 right now, and really only will do speed burst with that. So I don't know, I guess the goal over the next few months is, can I get a really, really clean 130? And at that point, like, I could just call it quits and just like, hey, 130, that's plenty fast enough for any piece that I'd ever want to play. Like, that's plenty of speed. But really, my goal is 150, like a really clean 150. That's like a lifetime goal, though. Like, if I could get there at some point in my life, that would be really good. It's a long grind, and if you're also on this grind, once you've already sort of gotten your noob gains of, like, you know, you can add BPM because you've never seen like how fast you can even go, and you'll reach that place where it's uncomfortable to play and you're not able to play that fast. Once you reach that place, adding BPM is a slow process. Like, when we're talking about adding BPM, I'm talking about like what I'm playing at 100 right now. Can I make 110 exactly that clean? That sort of adding of BPM, you might add 5 BPM a year, like 5 or 10 BPM a year. 10 like is a lot to truly make 110 feel how 100 felt for you. That's a year process right there. And that sounds like not much. Like, oh god, you're gonna practice an hour a day for a year just to add 10 or maybe even 5 BPM. Yeah, like, do that over 5 years, and what do you have? That we're talking about 25 to 50 BPM, which, by the way, with what I can do now, adding 25 BPM, making 125 feel like 100, that is like pretty nasty. That's a monstrous IM. Like, if it's that comfortable too, like, you're really freaking good at that point. And all it took was 5 years. That's like, people spend their whole life playing guitar. And if you're watching this channel, you're probably going to spend your whole life playing guitar anyways. Go hard on the technical stuff, and it will serve you for the rest of your life. Like, I wouldn't be able to play these pieces that I play. Like, recording that fugue that I just recorded, there's no way I could have recorded that without all the technical work that I've done up to this point. Especially as somebody who started playing classical when they were 19. Like, I didn't actually start using my fingers to play guitar until I was 19 years old, and I'm 26 now. So there were years, like between 20 and 23, where I was working on technique for hours every day, just Giuliani arpeggios, and that was the main technical work. Like, really just arpeggios. I didn't really do much scale work, and that's why my scales kind of suck right now. Like, scale work other than the pieces that I worked on, because anytime there was a fast scale passage, I would just do legato, because I could already do that so well from my electric guitar days. But yeah, no, work on the technique. It will serve you. It might take years and years to actually get like really noticeable differences, but I mean, once you start adding 5, 10, 15, 20 BPM over like a couple of years, you're a different person after that. Just work on your technique. Just do it. Well, I think we can wrap this one up here. So I'll see you in the outro. Hey, well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. Hey, want some guitar lessons? I'll help you out with your scales and arpeggios and technique and stuff. But, you know, email in the description for that. Of course, merch. Head on down over to Rootin's Delight, pick yourself up some merch. And, of course, comment questions, feel free to leave them. Check out the podcast where I answer most of the questions. I sometimes answer them in the chair on the main channel, though. You know how it is. All right. Happy practicing. I'll see you in the next one.